How's it going, guys? And welcome back to a long-awaited motovlog from the Red Star Skellington on this very hazy, rather yuck day in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. As you guys can tell, something's looking a bit different in this area here. This, I'm happy to introduce, is my 2011 Kawasaki Z750. I picked her up about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, and have been enjoying the shit out of it. So I still have my ER6. She's currently for sale if anybody is interested. I am looking for about 12,000 ringgit for her. As no doubt many of you who have been watching my videos probably know, she's been my daily commuter for about 3.5 years. So in terms of her engine, she is in absolute mint condition. However, in terms of her aesthetics, such as her paintwork and things like that, she's kind of a little bit rough. So that is why I'm selling her for a slightly less price than most of the other ER6s that are on the market at the moment. But the engine is in top-notch condition. It's got the full race exhaust, the air filter, the ECU's been reflashed. So, and as a commuter, it has just been the most fantastic bike. But why did I buy a Z750? Well, I just wanted something more powerful. I wanted a 4-banger Kawasaki ever since I was a kid, and so it was that time. Had the money, so I decided to go and have a little bit of a splurge. So, but it was a pretty good deal. She's only got about 56,000 Ks on the clock, which is not bad for a 2011. She came with a full service history, and she's also got a full Akrapovic on it, which is very nice, because obviously a brand new Akrapovic is insanely expensive, so I'm glad that I don't have to buy one. And I'm also kind of glad that it didn't come with an SC Project or something like that on it, because as many of them do, because that is just too loud. And I am sorry, I may be an old man for saying this, but I like to have a little bit of hearing left when I get off my bike. It was the same thing with my ER6. It's the reason why I used to ride around with the silencer in. This bike, despite having the fact that it's got the Akrapovic without a silencer or anything, it's not horribly loud. It's quite pleasant. I love the note that it makes. Very, very enjoyable. Completely different bike from the ER6 though, in so many ways. I kind of had expected that it would be more or less the same, only more powerful, but no, it's not. It's very, very different. The way that it handles, the way that it accelerates, the way that it feels. I mean, when I first got on it, I was like really freaking out, because I was like, wow, there's something wrong with this bike. It doesn't make any power. Because when you're below 6,000 RPM, you can't really feel anything. But then once you actually get up to like above 6,000, especially 7,000, 8,000, whoa, the pull is unbelievable. It just it wants to throw you off the back and lift the front wheel in the air. It's crazy and delicious. I love it. Obviously, not having the bike for that long, I haven't really been doing anything super crazy with it. So, and to be honest, I'm glad that I took a while to get up to this level, and especially also, having the ER6, because I got all of the, desire to do wheelies and all that sort of stuff out of my system. I've never been good at wheelies, and you know, like, I honestly speaking, I'm just not interested in doing them on this bike. I just don't want to crash it. You know, it was a very expensive bike, and definitely not worth ruining over something like a wheelie. So yeah. But yeah, so that about does it for the introduction, guys. So sit back, relax, enjoy the commute to KL on my Z750, being serenaded by the sounds of the 4-banger with the Acropovic full exhaust. And I'll talk to you guys again when we get to the city limits. One thing that I do need to say about this this bike, which was a little bit of a negative, nothing too serious, but it's this little bad boy right here. That fuel gauge cannot be trusted. A couple of days ago, I left work and the fuel gauge was flashing, so I thought, oh okay, well, I better go get some petrol. But the closest petrol station on my way home from the city, unfortunately, isn't a very direct route. Oh, that's a K400. Yummy. I like it. I wouldn't mind getting a BMW one day. Very comfy, apparently. So yeah. Anyway, as I was saying. So I'm riding home, and after I get out of the city traffic, I go to open it up a little bit to get up to highway speeds, and the bike just bogged down. Whoa! And I'm like, oh fuck! No! Don't run out of petrol! And for another about 10 Ks, I was riding to get to the petrol station with the bike just kind of going, ew, ew, ew. And yeah, I really didn't think I was going to make it. And then when I did make it, I had a look inside the petrol tank, and it was literally empty. Like, it was running on fumes, man. I had just pulled into the petrol station on time. So I do not trust my fuel gauge. I do know that I was at about 210 kilometers on the trip meter when I pulled into the petrol station. So I know that probably in about 30 kilometers I'm gonna have to refuel. That's okay, that'll get me to the petrol station tonight, no problem. All in all, I have to say 210 kilometers though on a full tank, that's not bad. Considering that Emma only gets about 240, and before she was tuned, when she just had the exhaust and the air filter with no tune, she was only getting 200. So yeah, I don't think 210 is so bad, especially considering I've got 100 more cc's than Emma and 2 more cylinders. I guess the other really big thing about this bike which stands out is just the grip and the confidence going into corners. I mean, I don't have the best tires on this, mainly because of you know, they're the ones that I bought from the dealership. Oh, sorry, not they're the ones that the dealership had put on when I bought her, which they are, what is it, Metzler, I think. They're okay. They're not great, but they're not shit either. But my God, like, you know, like this corner here that we're coming into used to scare the crap out of me if I was going too fast. But now you can just really punch it. You know, it feels so stuck when you're going around those corners, you know. It doesn't feel like it's sketchy at all. Like on the ER6 it always felt like you were going to fall down if you went around the corner too fast. But no, definitely not on Sarah Jane. She's like, when you go into the corner, she's like, it's okay, I got this, go for it, fucking pin that shit. And so yeah, it's very nice. It's a very, very confidence inspiring motorcycle. I especially like the gurgly sound that it makes when you're throttling off above 7,000 RPM. It's I mean, because it's got the full exhaust on it, but I don't think it's been tuned, so it's probably not at its most efficient. But man, that gurgly sound like is like, you know. It doesn't make that sort of like a loud banging, like, you know, backfiring sound like Emma used to make. It's much more subtle. You can only just hear it, but it really, you know, it sounds aggressive, you know. I need to stop doing clutchless shifts on this bike. I did it the other day because it's just kind of out of habit. When I was on my ER6, I'd practically never use the clutch when I was moving. I'd only use it for downshifts. But I found that this bike does not like clutchless shifting. In fact, the other day I went to shift from 5th to 6th and it disengaged. I mean, I've never seen that before happen in a bike, but it just went and then clack, 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 and then it clicked back into gear. Thank God I didn't blow up my gearbox or anything. But you know, it did click back into gear, and it had a bit of a horrible smell for a couple of minutes. I checked it over, and it doesn't seem to be anything majorly wrong with it. And I just ran a red light, but it's not a real red light, it's one of those pedestrian crossing red lights. But I was following this guy, WB6665V. That's a danger, man. Like, you know, I gotta admit, I wasn't really concentrating there. I was following the traffic. You know, that's something you gotta keep a fucking eye on. Yeah, I actually tried to do this video yesterday, but it was kind of funny what had happened. My video camera was set to time-lapse, so I was talking as much as I have been on this video the whole trip here, and then check my video and then to find out, oh shit, I can't use this footage because it's all fucking sped up. So, but I have made sure to rectify that so you guys get a video. Of course, don't expect to see a lot of these. As you know, I hate editing. I don't really have the time for it or the patience for it. And my YouTube channel is kind of a bit of a casual thing that I like to do. Only when I am interested. So, yeah. Well, so I guess the last thing that I'll show you guys is how to get into KLCC and Delirium Cafe from here. So once you've entered the city, I do believe this is the best way to do it. I could be wrong. What is this guy doing? You gonna go left or right or what? I mean, I'm gonna go try and... Oh no, here we go. We can go. Just don't take 10,000 years, bro. This light doesn't stay green for very long. That's another thing. I don't understand why people, you know, I'm just going to say this. What's with the whole 2-finger, 3-finger clutching thing? I mean, I use my whole hand because I find that if I use 2 fingers, I can't get a full clutch pull, and I only end up like, you know, squishing my friggin' fingers. Like, what's with that? You know, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, you know, you should be using 2 fingers, or you should only be using 3 fingers. You shouldn't be using your whole hand. Why? Why shouldn't you use your whole hand? I don't get that. I mean, my fingers perfectly fit, all 4 of my fingers perfectly fit in the spot to pull the clutch in. It's easier to pull the clutch in, it's better to pull the clutch in that way. So I don't understand why this thing about using 2 or 3 fingers comes from. I mean, honestly speaking, you don't even fucking need to use the clutch once you teach yourself how to do a, you know, clutchless shifting, which is very easy. You know, the only downside is that, you know, I guess some bikes don't like it. Alright guys, well this is the motorcycle parking here. Car parking is ahead, motorcycle parking to your left. The car parking is ridiculously expensive. You'll be looking at about 10 ringgit per hour or something like that, which is stupid. Motorcycle parking, however, is only 2 ringgit per entry. So even with a big bike like mine, who could easily fight with sports cars, I still don't have to pay an arm and a leg. So I'm going to park in my usual spot, which is over here. Yeah. Straight off a bit. Alright guys, well that's it for me. Yeah. Until next time, have a good one.